So it is a Transformer Tuesday today, and we have some stuff to talk about. A bunch of updates to items we talked about last week with brand new, beautiful HD images, as well as some better shots that we did not get before of some previous products. So let's jump into it like we always do here on the Transformer Slag podcast and make sense of everything. And first, we're going to be covering our very first full look now of the Transformers 1 Prime Changers Sentinel Prime. So the Prime Changers, that's our Warrior class, low budget deluxe price point that we have with the Transformers 1 mainline. And we finally get our first proper look of how Sentinel Prime looks. I mean, we've only had little shots of him in trailers and everything. Now we get to see the alt mode, the robot mode, weapons and everything. And he's looking pretty good. Again, we only got to see the other three before. We saw the Prime, we saw the Alpha Trion, we saw the Bumblebee. And now we got Sentinel Prime. We'll start with the alt mode because it's pretty interesting. It's definitely all decked out. It's really giving me that Universe 2.0 Joe Kai Target Zellers exclusive Voyager class Dirge vibe to it, just the coloring of it. But of course, it's obviously also invoking a little bit of that Derek Wyatt animated Sentinel Prime kind of coloring too. And mostly because they're both supposed to be Sentinel Primes. And this guy looks pretty good, though. He looks pretty good. A lot of blasters on that jet mode. Like, there is 6 different blasters on that jet mode, and some of those even transfer over into the robot mode. And he's got that funny pink shield, but he looks really good. He looks really good. We don't have a picture of the back of the box, though, so we don't know if he has a removable chest gimmick like we've seen already with the Bumblebee and the Optimus Prime. You know, the Bumblebee with the transformation cog, the Optimus Prime with the Matrix. Maybe, you know, this Sentinel Prime could be a pre-Matrix holder, you know, looking into some of the lore. But we will see. He looks good, though. He looks good. But like I said before, you know, what Studio Series have cooking right now? Because, you know, this thing looks great, but if Studio Series is going to give us something that's comparable, if not better, from a deluxe price point for us as a collector, we'll see. We'll see. But I like what I see. I've always liked Sentinel Prime as a character. This also invokes that Derek Wyatt design, so it speaks to me here, and it has me really interested in a lot of ways. Also, because this is a Transformer Tuesday, and like we said before, it's Wednesday, Japan time, so there's a bunch of pre-orders that are dropping, and we're going to be covering them because those pre-orders today give us brand new information as well as high-quality images of 2 of the MPG Masterpiece Greto Gatai giant products, and as well as the Transformers Dramatic Capture Series 02 Autobot HQ, as they're calling it, or Autobot Headquarters. So first we have the brand new images of Masterpiece MPG-10 Lift Ticket. Now we know it's number coding. And MPG-11 DK2 Guard, our Ironhide repaint. And these are both available for pre-order right now on Amazon Japan. And we have some HD images that cover every inch of the figure and everything. Nothing really new we didn't already discuss with the blurry retailer order sheet images that we covered. But now we get to see them in all its shiny glory, and they look really good. The Masterpiece MPG-10 Lift Ticket is going to be a little over 21,000 yen. So that's going to be about $135 USD as of this recording. The Masterpiece MPG-11 DK2 Guard is going to be 17,330 yen. So that's about 112 USD. But keep in mind, these USD prices might even be cheaper, if not comparable and matched by Hasbro Pulse, because in the coming days they might actually get it on their website too if history has proven otherwise, you know. So we'll see what happens with that. But really cool, those 2 sets. Really dig them. I mean, at the end of the day, it shows that Masterpiece is still continuing in some shape or form, and these will be shipping out February 25th. 2025, so you still have way a ways for these to come out. So if you pre-order them, you won't have to pay right away. These are going to take a while before you see them, but definitely more planned in the future. And the last thing we're going to be mentioning here is, again, the Transformers Dramatic Capture Series 02 Autobot Headquarters. The pre-order went up on Takara Tomy Mall's website. These are some super high quality images, and now we can compare both the past molds of these releases as well as the current ones and see what we're getting here. The Optimus Prime is clearly going for that 100% animation accurate look and painting and deco and quality, and not having the trailer also keeps the cost down for this 3-pack, so I mean, I dig it. I think it looks really good. It's easily the best painting thus far of this mold of the character, the Earthrise one. The Jazz looks like a happy middle between the Studio Series 86 version and the Autobot Stands United 5-pack. There obviously is slight little differences between the two, especially like the way the Autobot emblem is done on the car mode. But at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal. And, it's something where if you didn't get the Autobots Unite 5-pack, this is a different alternative. If you don't like the colored in windows, you like the clear plastic, you could go for that. It's a big deal for Japan because this is the first time they're getting a new Jazz repaint since they didn't get all the other updates that they got like we did in our region. So it's still pretty cool. The Jazz is probably the weakest of the three, but it also might be something important to people who didn't get either version up to this point or even any of the repaints. Now, the Mainframe here, aka Teletran 1, is the centerpiece of this. Again, transforming into Teletran 1. That was included with the the Titan class Arc version, but now painted in his Action Master colors, as we expected. The big thing to take away from this is the Teletran mode itself, outside of the robot mode having all those traditional Action Master Mainframe colors. The Teletran computer mode itself has brand new screen tampographs across the screens of that mode. And while you do have that Planet Earth tampo screen more or less is the same, all the others have some kind of changes. The ARC readout kind of has a different angle to it, and of course it doesn't have the ARC robot mode head on it, so there's a big difference there. It also has the Autobot and Decepticon logos. On the ARC version originally, you had the key to Vector Sigma with the Vector Sigma globe on the original. Now we still have the key to Vector Sigma, but now we have a schematic readout of Mainframe on there. And then we have the Matrix of Leadership that was originally on the ARC. Now it's just an Autobot logo instead, probably because if this is capturing early Season 1 episodes of Transformers, the Matrix really wasn't something that was fictionally known at the time, so why would that be on a screen, even though in theory in retcon it was in Optimus's chest all this time. So still looks pretty cool. I dig it. So this is going to run us 13,200 yen, which is about $85 USD, which in my opinion is pretty good of a price considering they're premium painted items that have way more paint than what we would normally see in retail. You're technically getting a deluxe with the Jazz and two Voyager classes technically with the Optimus and the Mainframe. The Optimus obviously doesn't have the trailer, so it's not a leader anymore. It's more of a deluxe. And we've seen that when this item is sold on its own, it's kind of in that Voyager price point. And the Mainframe, kind of the same thing. It was attached to a giant Titan class, and now it's kind of in that same Voyager scale and parts and pieces. So I'm going to imagine those are going to be like, let's say if they were $34.99 each. So when you add it up, it would have cost like $95 for this, but instead we're getting it for $85, $10 of saving, premium paint. I dig it. I think it looks great. Nice little pack, just like the original one. The Nemesis Bridge one was a great little set for people that just couldn't get those more rarefied and tougher versions of those characters, and now they're in probably the best way they could ever look. So that's fantastic. Really dig it. This one is planned to ship out November 2024 this year, so really awesome stuff. Really looking forward to this one. And the only thing that's really missing is we still don't have a shot of how that bridge of the ARC version would look on this new one. It probably looks all the same with the paint if you could really use your imagination, but we just don't have a shot of that. Maybe they didn't do anything too major for it to garner proper images, but really cool stuff. Let me know what you think about all of these. Whole bunch of Transformer Tuesday drops today. Let me know what you think, if you're excited about them and everything. And we'll talk again really soon here on the Transformer Slag podcast. A lot of other stuff to talk about this week. And as always, thank you for listening.